Last time on Dice Funk.
I will not reveal the powers of it yet, but the upgrade I would like to have is that I think that Vimble should have put back together the face plate of statue that crumbled apart.
Okay, so I mean, I'm disassembling this like weather machine. I wanted to try to make a some type of weather-based smoke bomb.
Yeah, Juniper's gonna shout, I vote the plan where we don't murder the creature behind the door purely because everything we've encountered so far, we've either tried to fight or has tried to kill us, and I'd like that to not be our entire journey, if that's okay.
Dio, you open the balcony door, and nothing happens. And
oh my god, is it having a little bag of sand that saves you? Austin, is it a little bag of sand?
Up down by the water, Vimble, Xana steals a bunch of fish hooks, and you say, I can make a grappling hook out of my rope in that.
They're mine. I saw them, they're shiny.
I could grappling hook so I could like climb onto buildings.
Yeah, but like they're shiny and they're mine.
I'll make you something else. With instead of I get the grappling hook and you get a charm that's like, I don't know, it's like a creepy doll or something. That's kind of all I got on the mind right now. But like,
I will do it for a doll that looks like me. Here's the hooks, and then I just kind of shove them into your scalp.
Juniper walks in.
Dexterity saving throwers, you are thrown off the balcony.
Oh. Okay. Dexterity. I'm alright at that.
Can I quickly cross-reference Laura and ask if you have a little bag of sand?
I don't have a little bag of sand.
Okay, let's try the next
Funnily
character. We should check whether Unseen Servant has a little bag of sand.
Juniper, up on the balcony, you can see everyone reacting because the Unseen Servant somehow got past the magical barrier. And they're like, oh shit, that worked. What are we going to do? And they're not paying attention to you, Juniper. And so they don't see what happens to you, which is someone lightly touches something to the back of your head, and you hear a click noise. You don't understand what a gun being cocked is because of technological reasons.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
You hear a voice say, howdy, partner. Home gang?
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. We take our chance and start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses, but we don't need the heat. A chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning down. But we're a bonfire, we keep putting in.
I've realised it was 4:20 like a minute before it stopped being 4:20.
Oh,
literally
no.
just long enough to go, I did acknowledge that it was 4:20 today while it was. That's all I got out of that.
I know, I was peer pressured into arriving to this recording high, but I persevered. I just said no, and I'm coherent and lucid so that the adventure will make some sense.
I'll be right back. I'm going to get some edibles.
I'll say this, I had the kind of day today that you would, like, if I told you that today I started watching a fan re-edit of Naruto, you'd assume I got high today.
I don't use drugs because I want to go to heaven.
Oh yeah, I realise that ain't happening, so if I'm not going to heaven, might as well enjoy some drugs on the
more
way.
heaven for me. Powders don't count, though. Powders are still allowed. Nose drugs are fine, but everything else is not.
I'm disappointed to find out I'm the only one observing the holiday of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He has risen by actually doing drugs. It's what he would have wanted.
If this podcast happened at a time of day where, like, I could have gone, oh, it's the time and we were recording, maybe, but you kept me up late. It's all your fault.
Is it legal where you are, Mari?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, for Laura and I, it is not legal where we are. So
it's still cool
obviously,
for you.
we think that that law is the arbiter of morality, and therefore that it would be immoral to engage in weed marijuana. And so neither of us will be saying that we have done
sounds like
that.
me and Sophie, all right. Arbiters of following the law and not doing drugs.
You're right. I'll never offer Laura drugs again.
Oh
Ever.
no, Mari,
No.
Murray offered me so many drugs while we were away. It was great.
Honestly, this isn't even that much of a bit. I pretty much fully stopped doing like I barely smoked weed beforehand, but I fully stopped when it became legal. I was like, it's not even cool now.
What?
Yeah. It's only cool when you gotta break the law to do it.
Yeah, but then you're stressed the whole time.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't do it, because I get afraid.
Wait, what about now? Now that it's legal, are you less afraid?
No, I'm just scared of like other things.
Oh,
Like
okay.
climate change.
Yeah.
Speaking
like-
of climate change, our characters are moving from one climate to another in this podcast we're playing.
Oh, Sophie, that's a Laura quality transition I've ever heard. You did the voice and everything. I'm
And
very
only
proud
a
of
sober
you.
person would be able to do a seg that good. So should we play some Dungeons and God motherfucking Dragons?
I would love that. So last we left the adventure, the party came upon a beach house, 2 entrances. One has a dangerous predator chained to the door, and the other was an unassuming balcony. Somehow Dio got in.
Didn't someone else get it as well?
My little unseen servant.
Yes, and we're still investigating the mystery of how exactly this works. Inside, Dio, you shot a hole through the floor, and you were hit by
I sure did, buddy.
a spout of water hit you. It's not like flooding the building or anything, just like as a reaction to the bolt going through the floor. But then something else happened. Juniper, you were thrown off the balcony by the force of this barrier. And you
And I
landed.
did a wonderful, cool landing.
You did a corkscrew, triple sow cow, 10 out of 10 from all the judges. And you were standing on the beach. You specifically said you wanted to stop for a moment and like catch your breath. At which point, someone pointed a gun at the back of your head and said, "Home gang."
Someone.
It's Red. Hey, Red. Hey.
Of the many things people you know who say, home gang.
You turn around and you see Red the Cyclops. And behind her, somewhere behind one of the big horseshoe crabs on the beach, is her Zorplak, her mount, which she left to sneak up on you stealthily. And she says, "I called dibs on this one. Tell me how you got in and y'all can go on your way. If not, gonna have to duel me for it."
Oh, just tell you how we got in the house.
That's about the size of it. I called dibs. You can tell I put my mark on the door. Brought me one of them mittens from the jungle.
Oh, hadn't put 2 and 2 together. That does make sense. Yeah, we're not planning to like live here, stay here, no problem. We're trying to work out how we got in. There is a door upstairs with some kind of magic block. Dio apparently just walked on in.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. If the new one gets the guts first, I can't have them.
Oh, there's a set of the guts in there.
Is that news to Juniper or Laura?
That is a surprise to Juniper. Juniper had not clicked. Juniper was still focused on getting inside, hadn't thought about what is inside once we're in there.
Yeah, the horseshoe crab did specifically say to Dio that the god exploded and that made the house, but you were not privy to that animal language conversation.
Juniper's not around for that. To Juniper, this is, oh yeah, no, we weren't here to break in and steal the guts. I didn't know the guts were in there.
Yeah, Juniper's just like, it's hard to book a cottage this late in the season, you know?
Yeah, Red says, "Ain't nothing built this nice yet up here. You can tell because it's all shiny and ain't covered in dirt and whatnot."
Juniper does know that the unseen servant walked in just fine.
Mm-hmm.
But what Red has asked is, how did you get in? And I don't think it's in any way a lie to say Dio simply walked in and we don't know how that worked.
Yeah. I mean, you can say that to her and she'll say, "Yeah, I tried that. I got my ankle twisted from my trouble. Tell your statue to come out here and dump the secret, and I'll have to accessorize her face with a little orifice."
I mean, I don't think Dio knows how they got in either.
Can we just walk up to people and say "home gang" and then just demand things. I'm not quite sure how it works.
It's funny you asked that because that's exactly why it was outlawed. Is because people started doing that.
Just walking up to people and saying, "Home gang."
Basically, yeah. People who were really good at fighting would just challenge people for next to no reason, invent a reason or whatever, and just beat them and take their shit. It was essentially like a way of legalizing robbery.
PvP zone. Oh my god, it was like RuneScape. Oh.
I don't know enough about RuneScape to know what that means, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh my god. It's like
Just
that.
PvP.
It's
bully
literally
people.
You just described RuneScape. So RuneScape
Yeah.
is an exact recreation of the Wild West. I knew it.
Okay. Yeah, so to be clear, Red said, hey, I'll duel you. If you win, you can have the house. If I win, it's my house. Or you can just give up your information and secrets.
Okay, and what's the consequence of us losing? We already lost one, and, like, it doesn't seem like we could get more home ganged.
No, I mean, the consequence for losing was that the Duma cult was suspicious of you, which we all know was a first domino of a huge clusterfuck. So, like, if you hadn't lost that home gang, they would have been, like, very chill, and that would not have spiraled.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying for the first one. What I'm saying is the consequence of losing the first home gang is that everyone is suspicious of us and word has spread and we are bad news. Mm-hmm. If we lose again, surely that just continues to be the case.
Yeah, and also remember, there aren't going to be many more people past this point east. Like, people haven't spread very far, so the social consequences are going to diminish.
You know what? Juniper's been specking into combat recently. Fuck it, home gang.
Can I see that Juniper's in trouble from where I am?
That's a good question. Xana and Vimble, you're up on the balcony, and the unseen servant went through, and you're like, "Oh shit, it worked! Holy crap! We're figuring something out here." And then I guess eventually you can turn to see Juniper on the beach, squaring up for a cool Wild West duel.
Since I'm up here and she's down there, can I just like do a little cheer? I think I have one bard buff left.
Well, yeah, you sure can. Why don't we roll initiative, Juniper and Red?
23. That's a crit.
Wow, Juniper.
Can Vimble roll initiative too to get in on this?
I mean, if you cheat, Red is not going to honor
No,
it.
this is
it
for
has to be
for
one-on-one?
me and Red. This is we're having a duel.
Is buffing Juniper cheating?
If you get caught, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Juniper's maybe got this.
Can I say something mean to Red? Does that also count?
You can say whatever you want. I mean, you have box seats. You're basically Statler and Waldorf right now.
Oh. Wait, is that the Muppets?
Yes.
Okay. Oh. Next time I see a tall lady with a big eye. I don't know. I don't have the rest of the joke.
Right. So I'm first in initiative in this fight, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, for the first time, I'm going to cast a spell at 2nd level. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt as a 2nd level spell.
Huh.
So my roll to see whether it hits is a +5. Come on, please hit. 23 again.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so I get an extra d6 of damage because I'm doing it at 2nd level. So that'll be 5d6 radiant damage.
Holy shit. This is badass.
Yeah, so I think Juniper's like twirling up the metal rod that was gained from the previous tomb and sort of just points it in Red's direction, dealing 18 damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you two square up on the beach, 10 paces, turn and fire. But before the guns on her knuckles go off, the fucking ray of light erupts from the iron rod and hits her square in the chest, and she like topples over. And you just very inelegant, just like, ah! And she's like on the ground, like smoking.
So rules of Home Gang, because I've got the first hit on the draw, is that done, or do we play to no HP?
So there are many different ways to duel. You can do the first blood to death. The way we did with Dio earlier in the season was just first hit, which is the more common one. Fighting to the death is very extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is exactly what you wanted to do. And I think she is like on the ground, kind of pulls herself up to a knee, but is like still clearly in pain. Her like red coat is smoking, and she's like, boy, howdy. That was quite a bolt there, Harangon. I didn't know you had it in you.
For context, I think that Juniper's got the staff still pointed in position to be like, oh, if you get up, I can do another. Giving some flavor to the fact that Guiding Bolt would have given me advantage on my next attack. So it's like, oh no, I've got you where I would want you to keep this fight going. You do not have advantage here. And Juniper looks and goes, well, last time I saw you, I probably wouldn't have, fight or flight is a thing. Flight ain't working for me so good, so, apparently I'm alright at fight.
And I'm quite outnumbered. If it was just me and you, maybe I'd risk lifting my weapon and seeing who's faster, but, I don't like these odds.
I really, you're gonna look at the positions we're in now, and you think that would go well?
It might be worth the risk under different circumstances, but you got me. I can see.
I think even if we were 1-on-1, I think I got you today.
Oh, you're being spicy. I see.
Look, it's not often that this is new for me. I want to enjoy this one. That's okay, right?
That is literally illegal.
She grins, a mouthful of pretty sharp teeth. Cyclops,
Oh my God.
famous for like eating sheep, just by the handful. And so when you mouth off to her a little bit, she seems to like it.
Jesus Christ.
And she just kind of motions to the Zorplak to come over, which, if you'll recall, is a terrifying flesh horse. And it just
With hands for feet, 6 of them.
Yep, and it kind of trots up, and she like uses the reins to like pull herself up, and says, "Well, I guess the puzzle of the beach house is yours to crack. I'm gonna be moving on. Maybe I'll beat you to the next one."
Oh, like, that means we aren't wanted for murder anymore, right? We're now, like, innocent?
No, so to earn your honor back, you would have had to slay the monster for the Doom Occult, which is what Laser wanted to hire you for.
Yeah, well, maybe he shouldn't put us in a fucking jail cell without saying anything.
In retrospect, he does regret that.
Yeah, I bet he does. Especially after I talked to him.
Also, maybe, like, actually like hire us instead of like going to like contractors, it's just, this is the problem with the gig economy. This is exactly the problem
Like,
with the gig
somehow
economy.
we're the assholes for defending ourselves, sure.
Yeah, I mean, tell next time you get blackbagged by the FBI, to explain this to them. I'm sure they'll be open to it.
I will. I'll have him listen to this episode.
So Home Gang is to settle some kind of essentially legal dispute with a duel,
Exactly.
right?
100%.
And this one was specifically about who gets the house.
It was a property rights dispute, yeah.
Gotcha.
Red said it was mine, I called dibs, and you have disputed the dibs.
I mean, in hindsight, that does mean the group that's currently chasing us, like, with a bloodlust for death, we could challenge to Home Gang and be like, yeah, you just let us be.
I think you can't Home Gang all your problems away. Sorry, you could, but as we already covered, it became illegal because you should not.
On that note, before Red leaves, Juniper is going to turn and say, who knows? Maybe it'll be me that requests Home Gang next time. See what I want out of you.
Oh boy. I'd like that.
Oh, this is a good new arc. I like this.
Juniper joins the Home Gang fandom.
Juniper's just like, we'll see if there's anything I want from you next time, and winks.
Wow.
Let me think. I think at this point, Red says, I'll be taking my mittens back, though. I might need it to throw off a predator or something going ahead. scooped it up in the jungle. Seemed that could be useful. So
No, I think that like everything comes included. That mittens is ours now.
See, I'm very okay with the mittens being taken away because we haven't actually tried the downstairs door, and maybe the downstairs door is just fine. No magic lock on that one.
Yeah, but like, what if like I feel like Red should like give us the mittens, like have like the mittens is like belongs to us now.
Look, I the player agree that probably should be the case, but I think Juniper, is like I recognize I was a little bit cocky, and I do not want to antagonize. Like we got the house. That's the main thing. You can have your big cat.
yeah, so Red unhooks the chain on the door, wraps it around the mittens, like does a big like lasso around it, and like puts it over the Zorplak saddle and rides east with it.
As someone who's had pets, I don't want to be that person that's like, oh no, I get the house and the animal.
Oh.
Like that just seems like that just seems like a dick.
Want to hear something wild? My friend, his cat ate like a string that like you can get like tangled like inside their like intestines and stuff.
no.
And so like he like went like he couldn't really afford to like go to like a good like vet to like have like an operation done. But he went to one vet who said that he would do the operation for free, but he gets to keep the cat.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's so
That's like from a
fast.
scary movie.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
So if that's how Red flirts, canonically, if someone's making a move on her or tries to ask her out on a date, she's like, hey, beat the shit out of me first. Come on.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. also like Red rocks up to Starbucks. And instead of paying, she's just like home gang.
I do. I noticed a pattern with Red that she really just walks up to people and says home gang. Every
Right.
time we've encountered her, she's just been
Yeah.
home ganging.
She's in the home gang fandom. That's what I'm saying.
And yeah, until now it has just gotten her everything she wants for free.
I want to home gang her.
Yes,
you
For
can.
don't
something
worry.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Juniper's gonna do it.
Well, I think that it really stems from childhood. I feel like there's a time when, as a child, where she felt like she could not home gang, and that's where this all stems from.
We've got a Freudian on our hands, folks. So I will say that the outcome of this, besides the fact that Red is not a danger to you anymore, is that you've revealed the front door, which has a plaque on it you couldn't see before because there was the wild mittens that was attempting to rip your face off. And it has a symbol on it above the door. You would need a roll to understand this symbol.
What would I need to roll?
Religion.
3. That is not the good roll. My good rolls are done.
Can Detective Vimble take a look at this this year religious symbol?
I will say, once Juniper has called everyone down, she will like maybe slightly exaggerate the heroicism with which she got rid of Red. Just like a little, just like 5%.
Oh, I'm in, and I'm selfish. So like,
You're not in. There's unseen servants in.
yeah, but I can see in.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm on the second floor. There's like 2 floors to this house.
If you want to roll religion, you're gonna have to come look at the thing you're rolling religion on.
No, I want to look inside. Hold on, what's my religion? No, I want to use perception to look inside while ordering my unseen servant around.
Okay.
Can you at least like throw like a buff down to Vimble to know more about religion?
Yeah, I have 1 left. I can like scream at him that he's like useless or something. 19.
You give us inspiration by yelling at insults and mean things?
Well, I'm a mean character, so it's like I'm inspiring him by like yelling at him. I don't know.
Okay.
It depends on the person, right? She can do a cheerleading cheer for some people. If they respond to that, other people will respond to being negged.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so we have a 12 on religion and a 19 on perception. Dio, what are you doing before we start narrating events?
What's in front of me?
There's a hole in the floor, and you can hear water sloshing around in the hole.
Jeez. How big is the hole?
It was just where you shot the Eldritch Blast through, which I imagine to be like, like a fist-sized hole is how I'm picturing it.
Oh, okay. Can I... wait, there was a trapdoor, right?
Yep, you punched through it.
Cool. Can I now open it?
Yeah, I think you can like reach through and you'll figure it out. Either pull a hole apart, make it bigger, just step on it, stomp on it. There's no time pressure. One way or another, you will make this hole bigger.
I imagine there's boards, there's wood, right? So probably Dio kind of gets each hand and puts their hands like into the hole, like knuckles facing, and sort of pulls the hole, like pulls the planks up.
You goatsy.
It's like a wooden goatsy. It's a wooden goatsy, yeah. And he widens the hole to the point where it's big enough to just like just dip right in, just like splash directly into the water.
It's like I'm there.
I think first they would just like hold onto the ledge and just like dunk their head right in. But then just tip right over and carry and just roll in.
Yeah, perfect. So you find that basically this is like the first floor of the beach house. There's some kind of trapdoor down. There's water. You open this trapdoor. You go down into the water, and then do you just swim down?
Well, can I see anything?
Do you have dark vision? We've had this conversation before. I don't think you're entitled to it. Yeah,
I do not have dark vision.
So no is the answer.
Then, I probably would want to sink to the bottom and see what's around and try and get low.
Yeah, roll athletics to get low. Get low, get low, get low.
20, baby.
Perfect. Yeah, Dio, you sink. You're a pretty dense plant person, so that's not particularly difficult, but it's dark and you can't really see how far down. This what appears to be just like almost like a mine shaft or like a well. It's just straight down and it's pretty narrow. Like you can reach your arms out in every direction, right?
Okay.
And like kind of touch wall. You could go outside, touch wall.
Go inside, touch wall.
And then you just start swimming down to see how far it is. You don't have to breathe, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay. We've been doing this thing this season where there's a bunch of stuff you just say out loud and I don't contradict you and it becomes canon. Like you don't have to eat, you don't have to sleep, you don't have to
eat,
breathe.
no sleep. Don't worry about it. It's all chill. I'm indestructible and I'm the best. And all my stats are now 20, so
I can fly, I shoot lasers.
Yeah.
So you get to the bottom of the shaft, you can touch the ground, and you can see that there's a kind of
Dio has
U-bend.
Canonically the tightest pussy. Carry on.
Jesus Christ. Everyone says that they, them, pussy hit different. And it is true, but that's neither here nor there. So there's like a U-bend, right? Where you go down the shaft, you hit the ground, and then you can go to the side and then back up.
Oh, okay.
Do you go back up on this other shaft or go back? I guess this would be more dramatic if you had to breathe, which is how it was kind of envisioned.
I mean, yeah, I'm going up the other side, obviously.
Yeah.
That's chill. I can just go wherever.
Yeah, you start swimming up the other shaft, kind of parallel to the one you went down, and eventually you find yourself emerging in a pool in what appears to be like an underground cave. There's like slick rock here.
Okay.
And there are big doors, the way you've seen. Well, you only saw once. You saw in the jungle tomb. You actually didn't go into the reliquary of death, so you've only seen something like this once.
I love big doors.
Yeah. So, Dio, you have found the big doors, and that's where you are.
Neat.
That's where you are. We'll cut back to Juniper and Vimble, looking at the symbol that the mittens was guarding. This symbol appears to be like a ram's head. It's like a horned, it's like symbolic. It's not photographic, but it seems to be like, the horned head of a ram or a goat. With the 12 on religion, you know that this
Do you want me to bardic inspiration that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's my last one, but all right. What do I say? What it's like mean but encouraging.
Something about you can manage that nerd shit.
Your musk is overpowering.
You have one thing you're good at. If you fuck it up, I hate you.
Oh my god.
4.
Yeah, I was looking for
Awesome.
I was looking for a 3 to get to the 15, so that does it.
Okay, but like I like this is like Detective Vimble, so he's gonna like free associate like from there. So it's like 1.
Are you gonna do you have a mind
gate.
vault?
Wait, what?
Do you have a mind vault?
A mind palace?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a mind like palace. I guess.
It's a mind underground cave system.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's like and it's like it's sort of that like cheesy like everything's like white CG that's just like it's like one of those types of it's that type of deal. And like RAM hate 1 and like things are like spinning and swirling around and
you're doing the Minority Report hand gestures to push the thoughts away.
Mm-hmm.
So like Sherlock?
Well, no, I'm bringing them towards me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I am making fun of Sherlock, yes.
You're thought bending.
Yeah. I'm like, get in here.
With the 16, Vimble, you recall that this symbol is of the god of safety. So that's important. I was going to say this is a religious symbol, that this is associated with one of the last generation of gods, but with the 12, you were like, I can't remember exactly what their whole deal was. They're just important. But now you've gotten safety, which should give you a clue as to how to get in here. If you'll recall, the death tomb required a sacrifice. The nature one was like full of dirt, and you had to like put the gods in order of growth as if it was like a plant growing through time. So this is the house of the god of safety. So that is your clue of how you're supposed to pass through these doors unscathed.
I've got an idea. Is it can I try and like go through the door like at any time or?
Yeah. If you...
Okay, I'm gonna put down my weapons before I do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vimble, you put your utility belt down on the ground, open the door, and walk in.
Boom!
Damn, you really did pull a Batman detective.
Wow. Okay, the 2 people who don't yet have weird guts in them are in.
Xana, you rolled a 19 for perception to watch your unseen servant bumble around the interior. That's a very good roll, so I want to give you this is a very peaceful, nice place. It's very idyllic. The thing I want to give you specifically is that it looks out over the ocean. It is not part of the beach or ocean. So this leads you to believe that the god who created this place was not like the god of the ocean, who died for that. They specifically died to create a place where they could look out over the ocean, if that makes sense. So like out, if you just like walk into the sea, you assume there is
god of retirement.
Exactly. You assume there is a reliquary out in the ocean somewhere, maybe at like the bottom of the sea, who knows? But that the one you're in is not the one for that water. It is specifically for someone who wanted to create an ocean view to look out over. And it's like this just really chill, relaxing, peaceful vibe, or so we said, god of retirement.
Okay, but is there anything to steal? Like is there anything to take?
So I'm guessing,
gave me some good info.
I'm guessing there are about 10,000 newspapers, or at least the crossword section, and a bunch of board games.
Oh yeah.
As far as stealing goes, it's not like they have a stock of valuables. There's no money or anything. I'm trying to think of something that would be useful to you.
I don't know. Like last time, there was Juniper got that stick when we got the circulatory system. So sometimes there's like a side thing. I don't know, maybe a gem or like an ocean gem or something cool.
To be clear, Dio is at the door of the reliquary. If you're looking for stuff,
I'm just looking to steal. I'm just looking to take treasure.
What about just like family photo albums? Can we take those?
Ooh, they can't replace that.
Oh, exactly.
Oh fuck.
No, I mean something. I don't know, like just something like treasure.
No, you know what? You can find a tasteful oil portrait of the god of safety and her wife. They are a sheep woman and a goat woman. They're Gardenals, which are the
That makes sense to me.
the animal people in D&D who are like.
And that is the only valuable thing in the entire upstairs.
It's the most valuable thing that she had. You monster.
All right, my unseen servant takes it. We're taking it.
An oil painting of a god is can be pretty valuable.
Yeah, we're taking it.
All the way through this, I'm just thinking Dio can just walk to the bottom of the ocean, put the reliquary down there.
Yeah, that's what I've been thinking the whole time as well. Yeah,
I just
awesome.
can't stop thinking about Dio can just walk to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've already befriended the fish. We had a little party. They drummed on coral, so
Sure.
watch out.
But yeah, I mean, Vimble, you can tell everyone how to get in the house, and that is no longer a mystery, and you can recover your grappling hook, which is an important inventory item for you. And the mystery of the house is solved. Eventually, you all can wander around the house and find a hole in the floor and hear sloshing water beneath the floorboards. I don't know the timeline exactly, but Dio, you're standing in front of some huge stone doors. On the wall, there are these beautiful paintings of these different gods of safety and protection throughout history. There are like dozens from every different culture, and you saw like there was nature ones in the jungle. You didn't see the death gods in the other tomb, but yeah, this is a common thing. The doors are locked as they always are.
Okay. Should I roll to know something about this stuff?
Yep, investigation.
Fantastic. 20, baby!
Perfect. Yep. Looking around, you see all these figures seem to be like celebrating, dancing with each other, loving life, loving being together.
Moisturized, thriving in their lane. Mhm.
Exactly. I mean, some of these are probably their portfolios overlap with like gods of love. There's probably like Aphrodite and so forth. They're all dancing and singing, and there's I would say there's a noticeable...
hang on a second. I just got to backpedal for a second about the oil painting. Ewe-Haul. E-W-E. Cool. Great. Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. I had to get that. It was on the tip of my tongue for a really long time.
Sophie, you've just won this episode. I give you the round of applause.
Okay.
All right.
Also, thank you, Austin, for bringing my sheep lesbian thing.
Wait, if they're standing quietly and not moving next to each other in the painting, is it technically pornography?
Yeah, it's American Gothic, but it's extremely erotic to sheep lesbian.
Yeah, they're like, holy shit, that's on the wall? These people are crazy.
With this 20 on investigation, what I wanted to say was there's a musical motif to the paintings on the walls in this grotto. I think grotto is a fair word for where you are, Dio. And the musical notes that wrap around these figures go over to the door, and you think that to open this door requires some kind of musical key.
Oh. Fascinating.
Do you know what music is?
Well, I've established that Dio, she knows a lot of stuff that's not... They have no idea where they know the stuff from. So, sure. I guess so. If that's what I've investigated and learned. I mean, are they... Did you say they are recognizable notes? I don't know if...
No, I think they just represent music more generally. It's not as if it's a specific song. It's not like, I pull out my ocarina and I'll learn the song of door opening. It's just that music is a thing that brings people together and binds them together and makes them safe. And a lot of the gods that this place honors had a relationship with music. And in fact... I don't know. You wouldn't know this, but out of character, the sheep in the oil painting is the god of music.
Ah, okay. Anyway, I think Dio will turn around and hop into the water and dive back down.
Okay, so everyone's standing over the trapdoor, looking down to this dark shaft of water. Be like, you go first. No, you go first.
So they're looking down the water, and what they see. At the top of the water, a bunch of vines and plant matter just like floats up to the top, completely loose and like separate.
Oh
like,
no!
They recognize as being Dio's vines and leaves.
Oh no! Juniper's gonna jump in. Go make sure Dio's okay.
And then actually, I think it's funniest if you're in the process of doing that. a person made of water rises out of the hole in the floor, climbs up out. It's Dio. You can tell by their face mask, which is stones.
Oh fuck, you're a water elemental now.
You all right there, Dio?
New friends, do you know how to harmonize?
When you say new friends, do you mean new from earlier today we met, or did you now you're water? Did you forget us again?
You're Juniper. We had a beach episode together. Do you know how to harmonize?
I know how to harmonize and dance.
I have never tried to harmonize. I could give it a go. I want to roll performance. I want to try and harmonize.
Dio with the bunny just jumps back in the hole.
Okay, so Juniper went to jump in the hole. You burst out, caught her in midair, and came back up in like one fluid movement. You're a person made out of water wearing a face mask with a purple gem in your back.
Yes.
Okay, sick.
I rolled a 12 on performance, which is above average to attempt to harmonize.
Okay, Juniper, can you roll Constitution? Because if Dio's going to carry you back through the U-bend, you have to hold your breath.
Okay,
but she doesn't have to do the swimming.
Correct. I'm giving
Which
you that
I now
one.
realize, what the fuck is doing the swimming?
I don't know.
Oh Christ!
It's
no.
like that tentacle made of water in that one Zelda dungeon. It's like it's tangible, but it's water. 20 for Constitution.
Yay! What did I
Yeah,
do?
I'm very constitute.
Dio, you pull Juniper up out of the water, up into this grotto in front of the big doors. Juniper, you see the beautiful paintings of the gods of safety and love and music. And with a 20, you can sing a song. And here's where podcasting gets to happen. If you want to open this door, someone has to sing me a song.
Baby got back.
In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries the reminders of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. Does that do?
Hell yeah, the door's open. Sick.
So Austin, in the edit, just layer a second version of that pitch slightly different, so that's definitely me harmonizing despite the Discord lag. I definitely sung along.
Vimble and Xana, do you follow? Because they kind of just left you behind, and there's just a dark shaft of scary water.
Yeah, I swan dive in. What do I have to roll?
Athletics.
Acrobatics?
Athletics is swimming.
Athletics.
Vimble will for sure die down.
That's one of the things I don't have.
Which is wild. You're a cheerleader.
1.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh my god,
This is the first time Xana does something not gracefully. She does a swan dive but hits her head on the side of the oval and then just flips in a circle, just like one of those rag dolls, and just slams into the water below.
Oh fuck. It's like one of those Tomb Raider fail compilations. Where Laura just gets fucking mangled. Vimble, are you rolling?
Vimble's gonna pull her to safety.
Well, here's the thing. So if Xana smacks her head into the wall and is unconscious, and you want to pull her out and save her life, you can do that. I think what we're deciding here is that Vimble, you're losing out on a chance to get what's in the reliquary.
Yeah, get in there, man.
Okay,
Fuck Xana, she sucks.
Here's the thing. So I haven't said anything about Fortunato for a while because I was thinking they were staying with the cart. But once you all go inside the house, Fortunato comes up and is checking and is like, "Hey, everything good now?"
No.
You're pulling Xana's unconscious body out of the water, and Fortunato says "Oh no, she needs help. I can take her back to the cart, or do you want me to go ahead and make sure they're okay?"
No, yeah, you can get her to safety. Yeah, that'll work. Also, I don't know. I feel like Vimble's new thing is like word free association. So like you're saying that like Xana went like doll, like the creepy doll that he gave her. I don't think that that's a coincidence. Also, what would I need to not die for in terms of Constitution? Because Vimble ain't good at that.
So you only need to make Constitution if your athletics fails, because if you swim fast enough, you're good.
Oh yeah. Let's do this then. Yeah, I'll do an athletics. 11.
All right, yeah, above average. So you will get through the U-bend without being in serious danger. It's going to take you a minute. So basically, I'll say, like, at a certain point, you can catch up to Dio and Juniper, who are going ahead. Xana, Fortunato carries you back to the wagon to, administer first aid and make sure you're okay. You're not going to take any damage. You're not going to lose anything for bonking your head like that. What are you thinking?
Is my doll with me?
Your creepy doll? Yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah, it's sitting up next to me.
You were very psyched about this doll last episode. Do you want to?
I was so psyched about it.
I think now is a good time to roll something related to it.
Okay, what should I roll?
It depends what you're trying to accomplish with it, because I know you threw out some ideas. I don't remember how much of that was on air.
I want to make the doll into an effigy.
All right, Arcana.
Arcana. Okay. This is going to go poorly. 3.
Yeah, that's not good. So you don't know all the rituals. You know that to do something with this doll, to infuse it with magic, to make it carry out your wishes would require some ritual. You don't know all the components. You don't know all the words. So you need to find that stuff out. So I would say with the 3, you now think, okay, step 1, I have to find someone who knows this stuff and pump them for information.
Fortunato, can you help me figure out how to make this doll dance with me? In it exactly the same way as me, like a mirror?
I would love to. There's an entire school of enchantment magic that should make this possible.
I would like that very much, please. Do I have to roll anything to get him to get her to help me?
No, I think this is a reasonable request. Usually we only roll for things that have a failure. I don't think this person has any reason to say no. So this works. Also, you're a silver tongue. I don't know. You're just trying to stunt on me in front of the audience.
Well, no, I just thought. Yeah, actually, I am. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I didn't think I was, but it's subconsciously it was. So I get that.
So I think Fortunato will help you, and that is something you can work on together. Back with Dio and Juniper, the doors slowly swing open. What do you do?
What is this place?
Juniper will give the context of the previous ones of these we've been to.
I've been to one of these before.
Yeah. Before you lost your memory, we went to a couple of these. I went into the last one. Xana went into the one before that. Yeah. These are what's left of the gods, it seems.
How did we decide who goes in?
Well, the first time we didn't really know what we were doing. We sort of accidentally into understanding what was happening. And the second time I was the only one there because I was saving Vimble from maybe getting murdered. This is the first time that there's been more than one of us and we've known what it is when we've gotten there.
Do you want to go in?
Well, I mean, I already went into one. Do you want to go in there?
What do you think is in there?
Well, I mean, there's probably something in there that would make you powerful in some way. We know from outside that it's probably part of the god of safety, which, I mean, as far as things you could be imbued with, that sounds like a pretty chill one to try.
What does safety mean to you?
Safety means different things when in different situations. Sometimes safety is not getting into a bad situation in the first place. Sometimes it's being able to run when a situation gets bad, and sometimes it's being strong enough to step in and help when a bad situation's gonna happen, whether you like it or not. It's being able to keep going and make sure the people around you can.
I would like to go in.
Okay. And Juniper's gonna sort of motion Dio to head in.
Okay, I like this. I specifically wanted to get whether or not Dio wanted this before Vimble caught up, because I like the idea of Vimble, you kind of pulling yourself up out of the water into this this little grotto as you hear the group make this decision without you. It's just it's a good anime betrayal, even though they didn't necessarily mean anything by it.
Yeah,
just being like, yeah, you can have it, Dio.
No, Vimble you know, is not the strongest swimmer and like pulls himself up like gasping and coughing for air, being like, "Oh, that passageway was so unsafe."
I mean, as I joke about it now, I do realize that the character with like 4 HP probably would have benefited from some safety.
I mean, I like it, Vimble not getting nice things, but also it would.
But yeah, that's a good tension, though. Vimble, you've rejoined the group. The three of you can enter these big doors. And there are 3 chambers. The first one you enter seems like a kind of dark grotto, like an extension of this cave system. But as you walk in, you see that all the surfaces are like bristling with pointed horns almost, and as you get in, it seems like the whole room kind of contracts a little bit, almost like a breathing organism, and all these horns from every direction, ceiling, floor, walls, all like push out, and it's like being inside of a room full of antlers almost.
Cool.
Neat.
And you see on the far side there's like another chamber, but the farther you go in, the more this will constrict. And
Great. Lucky I'm made of water. Let's go. Okay.
Do you just say that? You're like, yeah, it seems like it would suck to have flesh anyway, bye.
Yeah, I'm just walking in.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that alongside Person Made of Water we have the 2 smallest party members.
True.
Yeah.
We're just strolling in like, oh, this would be a dangerous corridor if we were Xana's height.
Yeah.
So if Juniper and Vimble want to get through this room, that's going to be acrobatics to like dodge between what is a narrowing, constricting room full of blades, essentially, trying to keep the inner sanctum safe, as it were. But I guess we can just say Dio walks through no problem. It just goes through your body. You're not invincible. I'm gonna hurt your character at some point. Let's not get complacent.
5.
He's gonna come after the people I care
15.
about, like Spider-Man.
I am not terribly safe in this room, apparently.
No, Juniper, you take 6 damage, a big spine,
Okay.
essentially like an antler. I'm gonna keep saying that's what they seem to be modeled on, or like a horn from a ram, just gets you like right through the stomach, and you're pinned.
Can Vimble's like roll like, or can Vimble roll to like save her instead of like getting through?
You can do what's that movie where the lady goes through all the red lasers? There's that heist movie. I was just like, I really would have been much cleverer if I could have pulled it. But you do a really sick ninja job of getting between all these things. You're fine. So if you want to do another roll or some kind of ability to free poor Juniper from getting turned into pulp, yes.
I do. What would that be?
It's a great question. Entrapment, starring Catherine Zeta-Jones, is of course the film.
Oh, I thought you meant Aeon Flux. Would like a dexterity saving throw be like one that could like push her out of the way just in time, or is that not?
I mean, she took 6 damage. She definitely got
okay.
speared. If you want to try to dexterity saving throw to do something like wiggle in between and pull her out, sure, but you will be putting yourself at risk.
Oh, I have eye for detail. I can use this bonus granted by cunning action to make a sleight of hand check. Use your thieves' tools to disarm a trap or open a lock.
Absolutely. I so
yeah.
very rarely put traditional traps and dungeons in my campaign, so this is a real treat. This whole season has kind of been like a challenge to myself to put dungeons in my show because they don't really show up because they don't really narratively make that much sense. We could talk about dungeons for a while. Everyone takes for granted dungeons as a thing that exists, even though in real life no one built labyrinthine dungeons full of treasure. That's not really a thing, right?
You don't know my life. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't know what's down the weird staircase under my stairs.
Yeah, you don't know my life. You don't know what I do as a hobby on the weekends.
In Chicago, a man literally built a murder house. He's famous. His name was Holmes, and he built a murder house. Austin, you're wrong. Pyramids.
No, pyramids is a great counterexample. It is literally what I'm doing here is that they're like tombs. But
Yeah.
I specifically wanted to talk about the reason dungeons exist in like tabletop and video games is because one of the first D&D settings, Greyhawk, was a world in which like the gimmick is that these dungeons existed. That was like just a fun world building element of the Greyhawk setting. And every tabletop and video game that kind of copied that system just uncritically it brought over the concept of dungeons as they existed in that, and just like now they're full. Every RPG just has them, whether or not they make any like narrative world building sense.
No, it's a fun thing with H.H. Holmes, the guy who made the murder house, is that he was only like arrested for insurance fraud because he kept committing massive insurance fraud to pay for the like multiple torture houses that he made, and then like he kept like not paying all the people like involved in it who like because like he'd like try and like not have anything to do with like the contractors because they'd be like, why do you need all of this like boiling oil for in this room? This is a weird room.
The scariest part is there's got to be a murder house guy out there who's paying his contractors well, and he'll never be caught.
First rule of making a murder house, properly pay the people who've seen that you've made a murder house.
So Vimble, you rolled a 13 with an above average. You can disarm the trap of this room full of spines. Basically, I think you can find like a place to like dig your thieves' tools under some of the anchors, like the moorings that hold these spines in place, and release them, and the stuff that's like pinning Juniper will be able to be pulled out of her. Because you only got above average, I was looking for a 15 for no consequences. I'm going to say you take 4 damage, I rolled, as you nick yourself on some of these spines, as the room's still trying to contract around you.
Are you still conscious, Vimble?
I mean, no, yeah, that's almost half my health.
Okay, your health is better than I thought it was.
It's 7 now.
Ooh. See, if I was gonna guess, I was gonna say 5. I thought it was at 5.
So this is a great series of events because Vimble, you saw them make the decision about who gets the next body part without you, and then you risk your life and get slashed up pulling Juniper out of this trap. So, drama.
Zuko art.
So, I think when we come out the other end of it, I think Juniper, having just been saved off of a spike by Vimble, might stop and go, I didn't realize Vimble was going to come down too. We should. So Dio, Vimble also hasn't had one of these, and I didn't realize Vimble was coming down. Vimble's very squishy.
You say this as you enter the next room. I want to set the scene a little bit because after this very dangerous room, the next room seems strangely idyllic. It's like a rolling field. Somehow inside this underground cave system, there's a meadow with like beautiful flowers in every color. This is like a place of perfect peace. You see butterflies kind of like lightly flying around. It smells great in here. It's like, wow, just take a big breath. Oh, that's really good. You assume on the other side of this meadow there's another door, but you don't see it yet. So that's just the background of this conversation. This room rocks.
Vimble, I don't know what our relationship is.
Ha!
Oh fuck.
I'm so glad I said something. Ha!
I mean, I see this as sort of like you're like my sidekick in like fighting like crime and solving mysteries.
How long have I been your sidekick for?
I guess. How long have we been here for? I'm not very good. I feel like cartographers should know this, but I don't.
Juniper is watching this, going, at what point do I step in and correct? How much do I let you wade into the lie here?
I was gonna say two things real quick. One was that it's been like a week or so based on how many times we've gone to sleep and like made camp. The other is that, yeah, Juniper, if you don't say anything and Vimble is just like, I've never stabbed or thrown anything at you, and you're kind of complicit in letting that fly.
Juniper is watching and going, Vimble, are you going to have that moment of guilt and like sort yourself out a little here?
I don't know if I've always been a very good leader for our crime-fighting duo, though. I may have stabbed you and broken your arm because I was scared and I wanted to defend property rights. But then I realized that property rights aren't important here yet. And I'm sorry, Dio.
Do you think property rights or safety are more important?
It's like saying are squares or rectangles more important? No, safety is more important. Safety comes from helping people, helping your friends, and also through a strict system of laws that we can, that no one is above, and that everyone will feel the wrath of.
What is wrath?
I mean, as that was a bit of a clunky figure of speech, but I mean, like, you know, if you break them, you get like beat up by like, you know, someone who's like scary and who's gonna like make you pay, make you stop doing that, right? I was scared once. My parents were mugged, and the robber, he took their money, and then he didn't hurt them or anything, and he actually gave us back some money so that we would make sure that we had enough money to get back home safely. But it was really scary, and he ever since then I've been wanting to bring men like that to justice.
Vimble, what does justice mean to you?
How's Vimble? Well, it's dark, first of all. That's like the main part of it. Justice means keeping people and their property safe.
You seem overly invested in an arbitrary thing called property rights, and I don't think this will help you to bring safety. I'm going to take the thing. And Dio carries on walking.
Juniper is gonna look and go, yeah. Yeah.
You got read for filth by an actual baby.
Juniper gave Vimble a chance to say, hey, I'm very squishy, please help me not get murdered. And instead, look, Vimble, if you're going to use that opportunity to go on a ramble about property rights, then that's on you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that is, I do want Vimble to get it, but I also think it is very funny for him not
I think
to.
it's very funny, and I think that Juniper is not going to stand up for you on that, because you were given a chance and you did a Vimble.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Lost a debate on ethics to a toddler. Mwah. Chef kiss.
He really is just like that, man.
Yeah.
So as you make your way deeper into the meadow, you can maybe just make out the shape of the door on the other side. Once again, it's just kind of standing in the middle of this field in a really uncanny way. I guess you're used to the magic of the gods, but there is one thing that catches your eye, which is ahead of you in kind of the middle of the meadow, what appears to be a sword plunged down into the ground. You just see the hilt sticking up. It's black.
Oh. I think, is that between me and the door?
Yes.
Well, then when I get to it, I think Dio would look down at it and then pick it up. Give a tug on that sword.
Dio, you touch the hilt of the sword, and a light show begins, much like the ones you've seen before.
Oh.
But this one is different.
What?
Why?
We'll get back to that. Xana, you're on the wagon with Fortunato, and Fortunato says, perhaps it would help if I could bond with the doll and see from its perspective. Would that help?
I was kind of hoping for it to like hold a part of my soul or something, so that like I could give it life and it could be me in every way and shadow my every move.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. Can I get a religion roll? Because when you say soul, I think you're taking that out of necessarily witchcraft and into something else.
4.
Yeah, 2 dog shit rolls from Xana. I think
All I want is a creepy doll.
I know. Fortunato says, I don't know how to move souls. I was going to say you could imprint some of yourself onto my cells and maybe fill the doll with goo, but...
Yeah, but like, can it be a different color?
Sure.
Thank you, Fondy.
What color? So if first of all, Fortunato's giving out so much goo. They gave out some to Dio, and then Dio washed it off in the U-bend, and now this goo. What color is the goo here?
Well, first it has to go up in my nose into my brain, right?
You can paint me this picture.
Okay. We gotta find him some. We gotta find them some biomatter after this. So Fortunato sticks their fingers, like 2 of their wobble fingers, into my nose, and it shoots up into my brain, and it like copies all of my brain cells, and then scoops it out, and then
Oh my god!
puts it into the doll. And the color is like, I don't want to say pink. I'm gonna say like, what's like a really like iridescent like pearl pink, you know?
Okay. I did not expect this episode to involve your brain getting scooped out. Wow.
It didn't scoop out my brain. It took a copy of my brain.
I heard scoop out. Did anybody else hear
It
the
scooped
phrase
out
scoop out?
I did hear
No, it
scoop out.
scoops out the part that's not my brain, just the slime that copied my brain. So now there's a tiny, neon like a shimmery pink, not neon, like a pastel shimmery pink brain inside of the doll now, and also a paper mache heart that's like the god heart.
Okay, so I put a article in the chat a couple weeks ago because there was like a new study that said mushrooms can learn up to 50 words.
Yeah.
And that seemed really on brand for you. I think that something like this is like your organic chemistry can convey meaning and so forth to the plasmoid cells so that when they go into the doll, they are meaningfully connected to you. I think this is something because you failed the Arcana and the religion check. I was just trying to get you to have some knowledge of how this could work, but you kept failing. Xana, you were not paying attention in class. You were passing notes.
Yeah, I was convincing the professors to give me A's.
Yeah, so you don't fully understand everything that's going on. I will say if you want a creepy doll made of pink slime that can kind of do your bidding, you can have that. I don't know that so far it is going to do anything particularly helpful, but we can come back to that. There's a lot of season left. There's a lot of rolls we can make.
Thanks, Fortunato. Here's a really elaborate painting of some lesbians. And I shove it into Fortunato, like literally into her.
Oh my god. Oh fuck. That's a great end of the scene. Here's a painting of some lesbians, and then you ram it through their torso.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Can Fortunato turn that into goo or no?
No, I think Fortunato will pull the fucking painting out of their body and then like hang it up in the wagon.
Oh, okay.
It's like to decorate where they're going to be living for who knows how long this journey is going to take.
Okay, well, in that case, it's their own fault that they don't have goo.
Our journey can be overseen by some safety lesbians.
Well, it's pornographic. We're all going to be looking at porn the whole time.
Hell
it's
yeah.
it's not. It's wholesome.
Yes, it is. It literally is. It's two lesbians standing quietly
Look,
next to each
Austin,
other.
I hate to break it to you, but two lesbians standing in, like, polite vicinity, that's pornographic.
I'm just saying, if a woman is also an animal, she's gay. Like the lizard lady.
Okay. So, back in the tomb, Dio, you touch this sword hilt, and when you pull it out of the ground, there is no blade. It is snapped off at the hilt. So that's the first thing.
Thimble's like, didn't even want the, like, a stupid broken sword anyway.
But that seems to have triggered this laser light show that you see in all these tombs. It is just it is illusion magic that creates kind of hard light constructs for you to see. But this one is completely different. The first two that the one that everyone saw in the jungle and the one only Juniper saw in the Death Tomb were just the explanation of what happened. The Yggdrasil and it died, and then the new world was created, and one god walked away. This time, when you touch the sword, what is activated is a hologram of this goat woman whose beach house you have burgled and whose painting you stole.
Oh, neat.
The woman has a sword on her hip. That's the first thing you notice. It is the sword that you just found the hilt on the ground. But on her hologram, it is a full sword. It's in a sheath at her hip, and she's looking very official. She's like dressed up at some kind of formal occasion, and she looks like she's like recording this message. I guess you don't have the technological background to know what would look like if someone was like recording a message.
This is a ghost, so.
Yeah, I mean, in a real way it is, but yeah.
Yeah, but to Dio, this is yeah.
Yeah, understood. The woman says, if you're watching this, then it means we have succeeded. The believers of the Source have created a new world for everyone to enjoy. You may not know who I am, but I'm the leader of this organization. Some will no doubt call us a generation of gods, but we're more of a political party who determined what to do about the ecological crisis that faced all reality. And if you're watching this, then we have succeeded. But I have some reservations, and perhaps some answers to the questions you may have. And she like stops and pauses, and it's clear that like her recording, she had to like do a couple takes or something. It's like almost edited. You're like, for you, this like the ghost is being weird.
Yeah, I have no context for a jump cut.
She says, the believers of the Source were not the only group who wanted to determine the future of the world. And it is possible that other elements have infiltrated our organization and may be attempting subterfuge as far as our plan to create a new world is concerned. If in the new world there are people claiming to be of our organization or gods from our generation, please be wary. And she like seems really concerned and like looks down and thought like how to word this. And there's like a long pause if any of you want to talk amongst yourselves or think out loud.
My thought, Sophie's thought, is that one of the gods walked away without blowing up in the hologram that we watched before.
and maybe wasn't content with,
Double crossing them.
Yeah, maybe wasn't content with I will explode and make my one zone. What if I stuck around and all the zones were my thing?
And so the woman finishes her explanation by saying, if there is a traitor god, I can't ask you to slay them. That is a responsibility too heavy for anyone to bear. But I hope that you will be able to start a new life here in the paradise we've created for you, and let old things go. Just have the fresh start. We are giving everything up, everything we worked for, our whole lives, our bodies, we are giving to you. And it is my dearest wish that you enjoy and cherish what we are giving you. And when there's nothing left of me but this message, I hope you'll think fondly of me and the sacrifice we've made. That's all I want. Thank you. And she draws her sword, which seems to have some kind of...
You're welcome.
Yes. It's pre-recorded, so she doesn't respond. But Dio, that was very sweet.
This is very polite.
This ceremonial sword that seems to have some kind of religious significance, and she snaps it at the hilt, and the video cuts off abruptly. And all that's left is the hilt, but she seems to be symbolizing the end of her authority as leader of the gods, and the end of her reign in the old gods. We've talked about the god who walked away, or the person, the last god. The last believer. I think I'm gonna, in my narration from now on, call them the traitor god, because that is who this person has identified.
That's so badass.
And the door at the end of the room opens.
Yeah, I go in.
As we're sort of walking that way, Juniper's just gonna say, the first couple times we went in these, we didn't get to hear from the people whose powers we were about to get. I get good vibes from this one. I think this is I think you got a good one here.
That ghost was very polite.
Yeah, no, she's... Yeah, I agree. She has, this, great house, which, obviously generating passive income.
Once again, you come to a door marked reliquary. There's a simple coffin. It's exactly the same as the ones you've seen before. What do you do?
They tried to make a perfect world for us. You have to let things like passive income, properties, these are imperfect things, and she said to leave them behind. And then Dio's gonna open the coffin.
Oh, yeah, Vimble is just so this water Dio is, crazy and evil.
Hell yeah. So you push the lid of the coffin open. It's the heavy stone coffin. And you see inside there is laying in there body parts. Specifically, an integumentary system, which is the hair, scales, feathers, hooves, and nails of a body.
Well, what animal's integumentary system is this?
It appears to have been an anthropomorphic goat woman. So
sick.
hooves, horns, fur, so forth. An interesting thing is it does not lash out at you like the circulatory or the digestive system. It just lays there, and that woman's words, the god of safety, kind of echoes, and she said, you hear, her saying, leave the old stuff behind, to move on.
Wait, is that telling me to not take this integumentary system?
You absolutely can. You get the sense that she wouldn't have wanted that.
But it does sound sick.
If you don't take it, evil will. I'm not there, but
I mean, I do get the impression there will be a list of people wanting it.
Dio was absolutely born yesterday, as we've established. And I also like the idea of Dio trying to tell Vimble to leave the old things behind. Doesn't even blink as she turns around and opens this coffin and takes like a relic from in a coffin and just like
Wears
puts,
someone's
like,
skin.
You know, absorbs it. Yeah.
Yeah, Dio, what do you look like now? You are the most incredible creature that's ever walked.
I think it would be awesome to think I've got like Wait, is Bones in this? Bones is separate.
Correct.
Okay.
It reminds me of that episode of Invader Zim, like where he collects all the
Dark Harvest.
organs. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite episode of Invader Zim, a big inspiration.
I love it. He's so normal.
Is teeth included?
No, that's also Bones.
That makes sense. Okay.
No, teeth are not bones. You're incorrect. They're enamel.
Okay, Mari, do you want to stake your reputation on teeth or not bones?
Yes,
Okay.
I will. I know this is a fact that teeth are not bones.
Okay.
I think that Dio's form molds to be the shape that the goat woman's form was. So the water becomes that shape to accommodate for like having goat legs and being a goat woman.
Okay, so you're like Toriel from Undertale, but made out of water?
With a stone mask for a face.
Austin, Mari was correct. Teeth are not bones.
Teeth are not bones. Yeah, I get double reputation. I staked my reputation, so I get twice. I have twice as much as I did before.
I'm fucking owned. I just got knifed in front of everyone. Everyone just saw my bare ass.
Yeah, if you edit this out, I'm gonna know. This will be the one episode I listen.
I'm marking down a tally point on my who gets bodied in this season chat.
All right. So do you have hooves and do you have antlers?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay. So Xana, you and Fortunato are actually kind of bonding on the cart. What does your doll do? Paint me a picture of this.
Okay, so just to like impress everybody, I do a little dance, but it looks like the dance from Zelda Majora's Mask, specifically, you know, the weird mask dance where they kind of like move back and forth and like do a twirl.
Oh, yeah, the two women in the bath towels doing the weird dance together.
Yes, exactly. She's doing that dance, and the doll is also doing it. It's exactly the same way, the same twirl, not a single difference. It's too perfect. And then every once in a while, I have my like heart veins come out and do a squiggle, just a little flare. And then my little doll has a little thing that just opens up. You know how like old dolls or like clocks will have doors, opens up. And a little paper mache heart with little like tissue paper veins comes out and flitters around, and it closes too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So this performance is happening, and you know the Rons, the Penguin, Fortunato are all watching it entranced. But then suddenly, as the dance comes to an end, you hear clapping from a source you didn't notice, which is a group of approaching fishermen.
Hello.
You see a bunch of people who have pulled up their little boats on the shore and were just walking up quietly watching you dance. These are the same fishermen who you robbed when you found their little shack and you took all their fishing hooks. And
Were they enchanted by the dance?
They were very enchanted by the dance. In fact, you want to roll performance?
Oh shit, I don't know. What if I fuck it up? Hold on.
D&D, what if you fuck it up?
22.
Incredible. They love it. They're genuinely clapping. They're hooting and they're hollering.
They're not ironically slow clapping. They're excitedly fast clapping.
Yes. And in fact, there's one particular source enthusiastic clapping, which seems a little over much. You're like, okay, I get it. You really love it. And then you see this person emerging from the pack and they say,
No! My mortal enemy genuinely being happy for me?
You see the Triton Walter, who says, Xana, my best friend, head cheerleader. Yes, at the university. It's so great to see you. You dance wonderfully.
Oh my god, we don't even know each other. You're not my friend.
Walter comes up to embrace you. What do you do?
I make the doll hug them.
All right. Walter seems perfectly enthused with that and hugs the doll back. Not weird at all. And everyone starts introducing and shaking hands. The Eastern Settlement is back. They went out for a fishing trip, and now they have returned. And we will discuss next week what happens when they find out you robbed them.
Yay!
I saw a spark against the dark, and we erupt, but it's a slow burn. I take a chance, we start to dance, can see enough to know to turn around. The sound of a bonfire carries over fences, titillates our senses. We can feel the heat, the chill wind is pushing you into me, and it's looking like we might be burning, might be burning, might be burning down. But we're a